people say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care.
You got me, you got me. Yes, I'm late. I do apologize. Good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to all of you. I wasn't going to go live. I did put something on my IG, but I forgot that not a lot of you lot are on my IG. So yeah, this is the watch along for the Queensbury event, which is headlined by Fabio Wardley, and he's taking on the young buck, the amateur pedigree, the star, Justice Huni. I wasn't going to go live yet, but you know what? I came on here, I was setting up the camera, doing all my bits behind the scenes, and I saw you guys having a go in the chat, and I said, you know what? Let me just go live. So good evening to you. Well. Hasn't boxing had a good day today? A good day today, an eventful day today. Not only have we started off yesterday with Kishore Davis like missing the weight, getting taken off the card, coming in 4.3, I believe it was 4.3 pounds over his fight weight, losing the belt on the scales, for the fight to be cancelled, for him to be calling out young Abdullah Mason next to him. Oh, it was crazy. So that was over in the US. You know, I'm not too au fait with what goes on in the US. But then we come back over to the UK. We know that there's a boxer card on tonight with Callum Simpson. Shout out to Callum Simpson. I wish him all the best. And then obviously we've got the Queensbury card. So I'm getting ready, looking at the fighters, getting ready to go live. And what do I see? I thought, yeah, the best place for boxing news, as you know, is Twitter, now known as X. So I get on there. The first thing I see, Ring Magazine via Mike Coppinger. Oh, in talks, Dillian White's in talks to take on Moses Atalma, or however you want to look at it, because the A side is being advertised as Moses Atalma, the next rising star out of the heavyweights. So nothing official, but it's been reported that that's a potential fight that's going to happen in August in Saudi Arabia, courtesy of the Riyadh season card. So I'm like, okay, interesting. But what I will say, however the fight ends up, at least Dillian White's taken the fight. Yes, it will be suitably compensated. I understand that it won't be a cheap deal. Should the fight happen, if the fight happens, if this is not just a rumor, if he takes that challenge on, fair play to him, because I've seen plenty of heavyweights, old and new, sit there in interviews and say, no, I don't really want to take him on. Oh, he's too much for me. But we're not hearing that from Dillian. Dillian's like, okay, let's have it. So you can appreciate that. So I'm here for it. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it does happen. But like I said, it's in talks, because I thought he was going to box Joseph Parker. I thought that was going to be the fight that was going to happen, but clearly not. So we'll have to wait and see. Talks, nothing confirmed. Then I stay on Twitter. I stay over there and I think, okay, let's have a look and see what else is happening. And then the Mail Online, Mail Sport, green logo, official, says that Sky Sports will not be renewing their contract with Boxer. So, okay. I've seen a couple of interviews that Ben Shalom's done, and he's been saying, new announcements. We did our first term, the 4 years with Sky Sports, and we're going to be, he didn't necessarily say moving on. So even though, and I'm going to put it to you guys in the chat as well. I'm going to catch up with the chat. We're going to, you know what this is? It's conversation and commentary. You know what it is. And I'm going to catch up with every single one of you in the chat. When they say that they're not renewing the deal, is it they're not going to renew the deal as it was and they're literally going to go on like a fight by fight basis? Is it going to be a different deal, and is it still Sky Sports? So we'll have to find out. But without further ado, let me go to my faves. Let's jump in the chat. and see Wagwan. Starfax, good evening, Mummy Red. Fashionable. Oh, you know what? I'm not usually late. It's my fault. I should have adjusted the times. My bad. So apologies for my lateness. Better late than never. Absolutely, Karma. Good evening to you as well. Starfox goes on to say, so this is what it's like to be stood up. This is a new feeling. I'll never forget about you guys, Andrew. Never, never, never. I don't blame you, Red, from Iffy Sid. This card doesn't smell the best. Legal Eagles, good evening. I don't mind the card. I've been in and out of it. I've been browsing X. That's what I've been doing. So good evening to you, Legal Eagles. Good evening. Hope you're well, Chris. Back at you. Hope you are as well. Tulsi and Balogun, I haven't seen you for a while, actually. Good evening, October Red. Good evening back to you. Andrew saying, let's go, Wardley. And also gives me a little shout out there. I appreciate that. October Red, #1 on YouTube. Maybe, maybe not. We're good over here, though, because I have got the best subscribers. And that I'll stand on. Yeah, £4 overweight, disappointed with Keyshawn. And I think Karma's tweeted something on X about it as well. Probably should go over there and have a look at the tweets. But I think the general consensus was Keyshawn should have spent less time speaking and more time concentrating on what he was doing. Some people have compared him to Javante Davis, sort of like not caring about the belts and just trying to have the best fights. It's a mess. I didn't like it. I saw it as extremely unprofessional because I was actually a fan of Keyshawn Davis. I didn't like the way that he was going at Muhammad Abdullah. He's on the come up. You shouldn't really be concerning yourself if he's on the come up unless you see him as a threat. So I think we saw a different side to Keyshawn, which I didn't like, but that's who he is. But £4 overweight is extremely unprofessional. You man are done for. June is named after the Roman goddess Juno. It's not a real month unless you believe in the Julian calendar. Red and I don't believe in it. So she's not late. We are still in the May solar solstice. I'll take that. I'll take that. But I'm never giving up my October status for month 8 and changing my star sign from Libra to Leo, because that ain't happening. I'll always be a Libra. October will always be Libra. Right, here we go. Chris is saying that Keyshawn missed it on purpose. Simple as that. Very disappointing and a waste of a champion. I couldn't have put it better myself because he is talented. He's a good fighter. I love watching him fight. It wasn't registering why he was doing it. So Andrew saying Dillian will get slept, but credit to him. Yeah, look, like I said, we'll go through this anyway. James, good evening, October. Good evening to you. And Moses definitely beats Dillian. Chris is saying he concurs with that. White gets blown away easily. Ford versus Kakachi is a great fight clash of different styles. Ball eventually stops Goodman. And what I will say there is thanks, Chris, because you commented on the other fights that were also in the same report. But you know me, my heart always rests with like the heavyweights. And that's the one that, really grabbed my attention. But yeah, we've got to speak about obviously Ford, Kakachi, and the great Nick Ball. I like Nick Ball. But it's been a bad summer because it's been raining like nobody's business. You know what I like to see? Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren sitting down having a chat about fighting. Yeah, and I do agree there. It looks like AJ will fight Wilder. He'll fight Wilder or Jarrell Miller. Is that potentially going to come up on a 5v5? Is it? Are they going to do that? Who knows? And Andrew believes that both AJ and Dillian are cashing out. So Legal Eagles is saying yes, because Sean did it on purpose, and that's a clown move on his part. They are saying boxer are poor. In what sense, Mark? If you could elaborate on that, I'd appreciate it. I agree with this. Ben might go to TNT or he stays with Sky, but a different type of deal. That's what we're yet to find out, because I was convinced he was gonna stay with Sky, but it's okay to get things wrong. I did reach out to Ben Shalom. I think it was either last week or the week before. I messaged him saying, "We need to catch up. What's going on?" etc., etc. But that was met, well, it was aired. So he didn't get back to me. And obviously, this week is fight week. So I'm presuming that he's been bombarded with a lot of questions, and the Mail Sport have put that out. We haven't had a definitive answer because I think Ben's waiting to obviously get this card, get this fight night out the way, and then maybe an announcement will come next week. So while he's still in a contractual obligation, he doesn't want to say anything because how long did it take before? How long was it before Frank announced the termination with TNT to move over to DAZN? Something like that. It's business. You've got to remain professional. He's assured us that he's got exciting news. He's excited about the new world, as it were. I guess we'll find out. Interesting regarding Boxer and Sky. I guess it's TNT or maybe even DAZN. I did try and wiggle it out of is it Mike Riddell? Yeah, from DAZN. I did try and tease that out of him. I did ask him about Boxer before. I think it was at when Dillian White was supposed to fight Joel Joyce. If you've seen the video that was on there, did speak to him about that because I always thought, look, when you look at schedules and you hear the promoters, they're announcing fights that are up and coming for the next quarter. We get that. We've seen it. We've seen it with GBM. We've seen it with Matchroom. We've seen it with Queensbury. And it stopped. It stopped on June the 7th. And I was intrigued to find out what was next. But obviously, no one's giving us any answers. Yes, Truth Teller Maxwell. Yeah, we was just speaking about that. Dillian White potentially now in talks to fight Moses Atalma in August. They're not renewing Boxer, or that's all. They may still do boxing on Sky Sports. Yeah, it's a bit grey, if I'm honest, Chris. And there's no real clarification because they might not have the same £36 million 4-year deal that they had with Boxer. Could it be a different type of deal? Who knows? Sometimes there's trickery in words. Am I just being a bit too hopeful? Who knows? But I'm sure we'll find out soon, probably by the end of this evening, maybe. Will there be press bulletins coming out to the media that there's a new announcement and etc., etc.? They're sorting out a schedule now to go with a different broadcaster and there'll be media around it next week. Who knows? Or is that just me being extremely organized and hopeful? Happy New Year to Red, Dunford and Tyson anyway. Yeah, James, I think the majority of us are upset with Kashawn because he's super talented. It's just a very strange thing for him to do, but he understands his method beyond the madness. He didn't even try and make weight. £4. £4 is a hell of a lot in boxing. That's like a stone in the boxing world, isn't it? Dodge 172. Good evening. Good to see you. I've seen you on the IG. I've got to get back to some comments as well. We can touch on some of that in a bit while we're going through this chat. Me, I love to catch up with you guys in the chat. We are like virtual friends. This is our little room where we talk boxing. And we might introduce another topic into it. I don't think Chris Welsh will like it. He'll have a go. He'll say, stick to boxing, Red. Stop diverting. But I know what I'm like. Sometimes I can drift a bit. You man are done for. Everything's fake. Everything's fake. Everything's made up. Everything's fake. Everything's made up to fit, isn't it? Isn't it? Oh, what's the two eyes for, Chris? Still happily in love, I hope. Hospital Wardley for the Holy Monster predictions, Red. Right. I suppose we can start there because that's obviously the event that we're on. I spoke to Dave Allen the other day at the announcement, the Manchester card for Catterall versus Harlem Eubank. I did a 20-minute, really fantastic piece with Dave Allen. and it came out with no sound. But I can remember some of the comments that Dave Allen said that made me think twice about not necessarily writing Justice Honey off, but not seeing the magic that everyone else was seeing with him, because I've been flawed in writing off or maybe underestimating Fabio Wardley in the past. Now, Dave was saying to me, I know this is not necessarily my prediction. I don't know how the fight's going to go. It's heavyweights. And let's face it, Fabio is unpredictable. But what Dave said really grabbed my attention. And he was more or less saying, Honey, because when you look at the paperwork, when you look at his amateur pedigree, when you look that he's been in with the likes of Tabiti, Lorena, he's had more better names on his heavyweight CV than he's saying with obviously Fabio Wardley. He goes, go through BoxRec and look at the professional names, albeit Justice has only had a few fights. The names on his resume are more credible. So when you look at it on paper, you would potentially go for the Justice Honey win. However, you can't write off Fabio, because we know what he's like. We know he finds a way to win. That's the thing with Fabio. He finds a way to win because he's not orthodox, because he doesn't textbook box. Sorry, he's a fighter, isn't he? I was going towards Fabio, if I'm honest. But after Dave Allen had that talk with me, I'm like, okay, maybe I need to watch some more of Justice's fights. I remember when he fought, the fight that stood out to me was the one with Kevin Lorena, where it was life and death. And remember, Lorena just lost a parent, so he was coming in on grief, and he still managed to put in a real good performance. And we know Lorena's tough because we know what happened with Daniel Dubois with Lorena as well. So I was not really sold on Honey. I'm more sold on Terramona. But then when I spoke to somebody about that, they were like, well, Honey beat Terramona in the amateurs. So yeah, it's a bit of a mind F, for one for a better word, and we'll just have to see how it goes tonight. Both of the fighters, similar weights. I think the competition's quite even. I always had Fabio down as being extremely light. I had Fabio down as being a lot shorter than him. No, when you look at them, aesthetically, when you look at them, it's similar. You can debate regarding the professional record. The amateur record speaks for itself. But then we saw what, Fabio did to Olympian, Fraser Clark. First fight was phenomenal. Second fight, no questions were left unanswered. And this is the thing about Fabio. So that's where I am with it at the moment. Please put your comments and your thoughts in the chat around that. I'm not sitting on the fence. I just literally don't know. I don't know. So Mr. Flash follows on from that. Honey by KO or UD. Tough fight for Fabio. He will really need to dig deep tonight. I'm loving these opinions here. Fabio is legit top 10 if he beats Honey. I think he is anyway on paper, isn't he? Truth teller Maxwell, I really don't know how you don't make. I don't know. That's a question for the young man himself, isn't it? Right, good point. So no one thinks it's too early for a Talma to fight White. That's a debate in itself, because everybody's gone on to say, look, a Talma's going to wipe the floor with him. Nobody's giving Dillian a chance. I think that's a debate. That's a debate for the chat, truth teller Maxwell. And like I said, at least he's taking the fight because nobody else really wants to. So Tolsien saying, I think Sky Sports Boxing hasn't been the same since Matchroom. Also, Sky subscription is expensive. The Zone is definitely building a schedule as a home of boxing despite increased pay-per-view shows. Yeah, it seems like every other month we've got, a pay-per-view show. We do know now that the Usyk versus Daniel Dubois 2 will be $24.99. So that's crept up from this sort of safety blanket of $19.99 that we've had in the UK. And I'm not condoning price increases for subscriptions. However, I will say, compared to our American brethren across the pond, we have it easy. because they're paying like $90 or whatever it is for their fight. So they're like, I don't know, what's that, 50 quid every time there's a pay-per-view on. So I think we are, even though I don't want the prices to go up, I'm not selling anything to zone here, but I'm saying compared to our American brethren, we get away with a lot when it comes to these pay-per-view fights. So Star Fox is saying Ben Shalom's a free agent. Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, I think we're yet to see. It could be a lot of smoke and mirrors. I'm not writing off a lesser deal with Sky Sports. It to me wasn't necessarily concrete. I don't know if I'm looking for the good in everything. I'd like Sky Sports to stay in boxing. I watch Sky Sports through Now TV because, believe it or not, watching it through Sky Sports is more expensive. Work that out. I cancelled my Sky subscription a long time ago because it was just way too expensive. But I watch it now through Now TV, which is a lot cheaper. So I don't mind about that. Metal Box J, I haven't seen you for 500 years. Good evening to you. We've got a bit of conversation going on between Star Fox and you, man, are done for. If you've just joined us on Abs of October Red, this is a live watch along for Fabio Wardley versus Justice Huni. I know it's a bit conversationally heavy at the moment. I am going through the chat. No, I'm not paying attention to the fights just as yet. I was supposed to be on from 8 p.m. and then I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go live for the last fight, but I didn't delay the schedule. And I just come on here to set some little bits up, and I saw everyone having a go in the chat, and I thought, you know what, let me just go live and let's just talk. Let me talk you through it. Let me talk you through it, because that's something that I can do. So Metalbox J saying I put a tenner on a Huni at 8-1. I fancy him. Okay. We've got the Sky card. I'm not covering that at all, unfortunately, because I'm not having 3 windows open while I'm obviously streaming. Reese Edwards picking up a unanimous win over Asamba just there on Sky. Interesting. I like Reese Edwards. Andrew, I don't know. We need something, like I said, we need it confirmed properly. Sky Sports, I would prefer to put out an official announcement. I know I've put mine on there from Mail Sport on my socials. Let's see what we need it from, as they say, the horse's mouth, don't we? Sky would go down the multi-promoter route, no exclusivity deals. I'm inclined to agree with that as well. But obviously that will, you won't have GBM, you won't have Queensbury, you won't have Matchroom. Potentially that could involve like the overseas promoters, or maybe some of the smaller horse shows in the UK getting various slots on Sky Sports, potentially. Yeah, I do agree with that. Yasmin, big up to you as well. Good evening to you. That's a very good question. I'm going to put that out to the chat. Caroline Dubois, Adam Azim. I'm trying to think. I'd probably say the young ones. Ben Whittaker. Off the top of my head, those 3. Lauren Price, she's got belts. Caris Artinstall as well. That's just off the top of my head. I can't think of any of their other fighters. I'm looking at youth and longevity. Who is it worth investing in? You're not going to take somebody that's maybe in their 30s or, mid 30s, unless there's still that star potential there. I'm probably going to go for the younger fighters that I think have got more in them to come, if that makes sense. Yeah, probably the younger the better, the ones that have got that potential, that star potential in them. Those are the ones off the top of my head. I've got a lot of DVDs, a lot of horrors are behind me. These are like DVDs and Blu-rays, lots of films, kung fu films, horrors, comedies, Um, yeah, probably Thundercats, Star Wars, and a lot of the All Stars comedies as well. A lot of the American comedies with like Bernie Mac and all of those. Yeah, I've got loads, loads, and it's floor to ceiling as well. There's some right at the top that you can't see. Bon Scott saying, "Stick to boxing, Red." I don't know. I feel like drifting off. I feel like drifting off on some crazy stuff this evening. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Shalom should try and get a deal with the Jamaican British Broadcasting Corporation. Surely he's got a I knew there's some madness going to come from you. Surely he's got a contact. Listen, I need to get him on the channel, but I ain't gonna. Right. I was saying, right, thanks, Mark, for coming back to us. I was saying Boxer have not really delivered like Matchroom did for Sky. Ben Shalom seems like a good guy, but there's levels to promoting shows. Okay. Okay, I get that now. Fair enough. Um, do you look? It's not the end for Boxer. That's what we can safely say. He's still got his roster of fighters. Some of them are fighting. Some, Callum Simpson's a talent, and he's fighting tonight. Sorry, I've missed him off the list. Callum Simpson's a good fighter as well. It's not the end for them. And if you think he's a promoter that started off, what is he promoting? Nightclubs. He was from the nightclub scene or whatever. I don't think he's done too bad. I think he had it was a steep hill. It was massive massive boots to fill, which he obviously clawed all of like the Olympians, which would have cost a lot of money. And you got to think you're dealing with budgets. So whatever budgets you're dealing with, as soon as you start eating down into that top end of that budget, you've got to make sure you've got a strategic plan set out, for how many years that you've got that deal. So it's down to strategy and planning. We can all sit here. I can sit here comfortably and say, "Oh, he's ruined it. He's done this." But from his background, I don't think he's done too bad. Could he have done better? Yes. Could he have done a lot worse? Yes. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. And say, for example, Chris Billam-Smith as well. He really, built that fighter, built a name for him, got him to be like a world champion. He worked wonders with fighters like that. Caroline Dubois from her debut, pushing her through. Lauren Price, he reinvented Tasha Jonas, when everyone thought that was it for her. So it's easy to look at all the bad stuff, and it's easy to jump on that bandwagon, and it's easy to like kick someone in their head when you feel like they're down. I'm just not going to do that. Do you know what I mean? So we'll see what happens with them. They've got some really good fighters. Like I said, if I was another promoter, if I was looking at taking them selfishly, I'd take the most talented younger fighters because of longevity, because you're looking at signing. It's an investment, isn't it? So you've got to be really clever and really savvy with your money. Is that fighter worth it? Can I see that potential? Not potential that maybe we've not seen, but behind the scenes, they know, yeah, that fighter's a talent. It's all about investing your money correctly. So that's why I'd always take youth, because you can mold them and you can get them active and they can learn on the job, like the apprenticeship. So, but that's just me. I'm not a businesswoman. I'm not in boxing. That's just my opinion. What's happening with my love life again? I confirm nothing. Nothing is happening. Nothing. Wow, Chris, I did a little poll on my IG the other day, and I'm not going to drift off topic, I promise you, only for a little bit. And it was like, and I need you men, if you're brave enough, and women, if you feel like it. I don't know how many female listeners I've got. Men are saying when they choose their wife, they will choose peace over passion all day long. That's what they want. And then a female, this was on IG, it was like a comment section. One of the females put on there, then they cheat to find passion. So I started putting stuff up in my stories, asking people what they thought. And a lot of the married men were saying, we will choose peace, But sometimes we will want that passion, and that is why people step out on their relationships. It was so good. People were saying, go live, go live. So I nearly went live on IG, but then I thought, you lot are not going to come live because obviously the predicament that you're in, there's an issue with people being open and honest about relationships. So I didn't do it. I didn't do the live because obviously nobody wanted to be baited up on the live. But Chris, nothing is happening. Just like my live, nothing happened. All those DVDs are guides on how to do voodoo and cast spells. That's why they are blurred out. I don't need DVDs for stuff like that. It's all in this T-foul forehead that you see here. All of this, all of these inches have got all of that implanted in there. I don't need DVDs for that. Come on, Star Fox. Okay, he did say, listen, that there's a potential for that. He did say, but what he was doing, Andrew, is he was laying out the facts of why Huni could win. So he's not gone back on what he said. He was just saying that don't write Huni off because he's a good fighter, he's technical, and he's had better opposition as a pro. But yeah, he probably did. You man are done for. Dillian versus Wilder needs to happen. Do you remember all of that 2 years ago? No, it was more than 2 years ago when Dillian was walking around showing IFL the fact that Wilder says he's going to freeze him out. Remember the WBC? And then he ends up fighting Tyson Fury, and it always should have been Wilder because that was the fight he was looking for. Boxing has been such a drama. We've had fun. This era, we've had fun. We complain, we moan, we whinge, but we've had great fun, especially with the heavyweights. In this past, 10 years, 10, 11 years? It's starting to look like they're ducked to each other. Dillian Wilder, AJ Fury will redeem this era's legacy. Or is it too late? You man are done for. Has the ship sailed? Has it gone? Baracus is clearly watching the boxing and I'm not. Oh, Homebrews, New Zealand. Good morning. What are you saying? Are you back in Justice or are you back in Wardley? I need to know that. Homebrews. Wardley stops in midway through. Obviously, I wanted Huni to step up, but only to a similar level of Lorena. But we just need to wait and see. All pressure is on Wardley. Huni was a great amateur, but Wardley handled a Commonwealth gold medalist in Clark. This is what I'm saying, Bon Scott. After watching Huni versus Lorena, he isn't all that. And Bon, that was where my kind of rationale was going until I spoke to Dave Allen. That kind of twisted my thought process. Only Wilder and Fury did the ducking, just saying, and that's from Star Fox. Okay. Tolsin Balogun is saying, I understand the logic, but we can't bet against Fabio KO. I'll say Fabio in 6. This is what I'm saying. You can't bet against Fabio, can you? You just can't. Also, the motivation for Fabio to fight at Portman Road will be extra motivation. We're not going to talk about what happened when all the South London boys boxed on the Boxer Show at their stadium, and that went to, we know what happened there. With the zone, pay-per-view is dead. It always starts like that. The sales pitch, the hook to draw you in. Do you remember? I remember when it was 99 pence for the zone. Do you remember when it was 0.99 pence for the zone when it first come out, and it was great? That lasted long, didn't it? Everything is too expensive these days. I do agree. Our country is a joke on price inflation, and the jobs are not reflecting that inflation either. Things, in supermarkets when things used to go up by about 2 pence, 5 pence, blatantly going up by 20 pence on the shelves. It's a disgrace. Paul Supplements, good evening to you. I hope Dillian doesn't fight Moses. It will ruin his career. He should push for the AJ fight and give. He should push for that AJ fight. The beef gives it that extra motivation, and I give him a chance. I hear what you're saying, but somebody quite rightly commented. I think it was Leeds Delhi. So if you're in here, you were on my IG earlier, and I just haven't responded to the comments because I was doing something else. So apologies for that, but I will. he was saying that it doesn't matter if Dillian loses to Moses because he's a young kid and it's kind of everyone's kind of expecting that to happen. So Dillian can still come back. And you've got to look at the career of, Derek Chisora, Pro Sops. Look at what he's done. I think Dillian is good for taking the match if that's the case. 120 million for 6 fights. Who was that? For Wilder or AJ? And that's not a bad shout either. Caroline Dubois from Pro Sops should sign with Jake Paul. Most of the females are there now. Most valuable promotions. Yeah, I can't really argue with that, to be fair. If that happened. Big Papa, I love that name. I love it when she calls me Big Papa. Are you not watching the Diddy trial? Because I am. Have they got enough for the trafficking? Yes or no in the chat? Yes or no in the chat? We're going on a mad one tonight. We've talked about relationships, talking about Puff Daddy, and we're talking about boxing. Interesting trial, but Big Papa, you did that. Good evening, Abs in the chat. Let's go, Fabio. I think Hearn always wanted Ben Whittaker. And I think Hearn and Whittaker have that matching personality. And they're both Geminis, by the way. I think that would work really, really well. Because Hearn really knows how to put the fire behind someone and sell them. And I think, and I mean this in the nicest possible way, I think Whittaker, if this happened, look, I'm not saying that Ben should leave boxing. I'm not saying that. But if he did and he went with Eddie Hearn, I think that would give Eddie Hearn that spark that is, to me, it just looks like it's faded a bit. Yeah, he was doing like some nightclub stuff. Huni may have his moments, but there are few. Wardley's the one who's consistent, always comes through. So don't forget when it comes to the fight, Fabio Wardley is the one who's shining bright. I love this. Foxy, I have no clue. In his hometown. See, you're giving me facts now because I didn't realize the geography of the fight. I'm still fuming. I'd like to see massive fines to boxers who do that. I totally agree. Hit him where it hurts. I mean, cancelling the fight's bad enough because he's not going to earn any money, is he? Fair enough if he's got his traditional sponsors, his monthly sponsors, that's fine. But he's ruined the payday. No, there's never any peace in there because it's a place where all is fair in Love and War, Star Fox. Skyliner and Star Fox are commenting back to back. I'm convinced that these two are the same people that share an account. Men have double standards. They want the best of both worlds. Some are brave and go and get it. Others die in despair. Skyliner, was you good at poetry in school? Because that almost sounds like a bit of a romantic poem. I like that. Ah, interesting. Punk Pop Not Dead. Ben reminds me of Frank early on when he had to beat off the cartel, Duff, Astaire, Barrett, and Lawless. Yeah, it was like that. And he knows that. But the thing is, Frank Warren's actually said that. He actually said, I had to do all of this. That was the apprenticeship. It's resilience that gets you through. So to be fair, Frank Warren did mention that. Oh, Curtis, nothing happening. I believe the opposite to what Chris has said. Alex Bellotti, good evening to you. I don't even know if you're the real one because there's too many of you. But good evening anyway. Peace over passion. Happy and peaceful wife is a happy life. I have my side girl for passion, however. No, that's not the real Alex Bellotti. Okay. The best fight for Dillian right now is a Coley grudge match, similar level. And I think that's a fight that a Coley wanted as well. I think he's been quite vocal. You've seen him on TalkSport. He's been doing all sorts around that fight, all sorts, calling him out, making pictures. But I'm still a little bit confused on why he didn't say react Paul first. Let's just get that out the way. Let's have that fight. And let me go through my enemies one by one. Because if you're looking at status, I get it. Dillian Whyte is the bigger name. So, yes, you're going to want that name on your record. However it turns out, it's a good name to have on your record. in comparison to Richard Riakporhe that isn't as much as a name, much of a name as Dillian. So I get the maths around it when it comes to business, but I would still have liked to have seen a Coley fight Riakporhe. I will not repeat that. Find peace and then convince her to be adventurous. Yep, 99p DAZN. Premium service. What's a premium service? Good evening to Jay's Crepes. I like that. Salute to the chat as well. I do hate these concerts over here. What a load of nonsense. So overhyped. What a racket. The concerts. What concerts? I remember Uncle Frank calling it Dead Zone. Yeah, he did. And he's put his hands up. This is the thing. He's put his hands up. He said, you know what? I can't even say anything because I was slagging him off as well. But you know what? It works. It works. But how many times, and I'm going to say this to human nature, when somebody does something that's maybe slightly more innovative, slightly more quick thinking, slightly more forward thinking than you will do everything you can to discredit that. You know, sometimes that's just human nature. I wouldn't, because I kind of like let people run with it. And if it's a good idea, I'll probably think, you know what, let's keep an eye on it. But in competition, for you to remain at the top, you have to discredit. If you start discrediting something and people fall for or believe what you're saying, that works wonders. And that is what this cutthroat industry is like. It's not just competitions with the fighters going one-on-one in the ring. It's competition with the promoters. You know, Frank Warren has quite openly said, just because we're both with DAZN doesn't mean we're not competing. We're just airing on the same channel. But I've still got that rivalry. He's quite openly said that. I am the best promoter. I have the better fighters. I'm going to put on the better shows. That competitiveness is still there. I suspect that they're trying to squeeze Shalom out with the end of the Sky deal. I can't see. They could go to TNT. They could get a smaller Sky deal. They could go to DAZN. I believe there's options for them. Technicalities. Yeah, there's a couple of things. I think with one of the girls that was, I think she had a face blurred out and whatnot. I think we all know who she is, but I ain't saying anything on my channel, getting all messed up. She was saying that he's paid her a certain amount of money so she can travel here and do obviously the services. So I think you've got the trafficking with her. I think with Cassie, it was mainly like domestic violence, which the case isn't about that. It's about racketeering. It's about obviously sex trafficking for the purposes of obviously the prostitution stuff. So I think all of that, I think that one witness has kind of brought that out. I think the prosecution have been very clever to stage this. The only thing I don't know, I think in UK law, with Cassie, because she'd settled in a civil case, why would she be allowed to testify? Because obviously that civil case, it's like that was a be quiet money, wasn't it? Because it was settled extremely quickly. However, I get it, it's federal, it's the government against P. Diddy. So yeah, it's probably different over there. So yeah. They'll get him on technicalities, or they'll get him on the firearms that they discovered from the house with scraped off serial numbers or with no serial numbers. If those guns are dirty and you don't know what the prosecution's got up their sleeve, because they're enough to keep him in custody, they're enough to arraign him. So you just don't know what they've got. You don't know what they've got up their sleeve. And you can see that they're staging and progressing. We're at the halfway point now. So the defense are going to have to start getting their witnesses. I don't know how they're going to get character witnesses for him, but who knows? So the second half of the trial will be interesting. It's scheduled for 8 weeks, so I'm keeping a strong eye on that. Hearn and Whitaker are Juno babies too. Yes, they are. Right, if you're saying Huni will outbox Wardley and then get chinned, unfortunately, he doesn't have the chin. Okay. I still rate Fabio Wardley a better boxer than some of them that just rely on power, though. To be fair, I still think I think he's learned on the job quite well. I like his style, to be fair. Hell no. If I fly a gal in, how's it trafficking? It is, especially when you're paying them. Which that girl practically sat on the stand and said all of that. Dan the man, good evening. Pro Subs is saying, I hear you, but Chisora has only really lost in big fights. His worst loss was Ajit Kabayel, which now looks okay. Moses is a prospect. Can't lose against a prospect and continue. But let's see, because boxing is mad. I don't know. Well, look, Dillian White has spent far too much time out of the ring fighting these cases. He's been inactive. He hasn't been as active as he should have been. We don't know where he could have ended up. We know that he's entertaining. We know that he can sell tickets. There's a lot of people that would have bought tickets to see him fight, and obviously that's not happening. He's sellable, and I just don't think it would necessarily be over. And I still think it's a risky fight for Moses as well. I'm not just going to sit here and write Dillian off. I'm not doing that. I understand the favours with Moses because he's the one on the come up and he is good and he's got fast hands and he moves around the ring beautifully. And we know he's got power and he's still got room for improvement. That's what I like about Moses. I will say, out of the heavyweights, he catches my eye because he's got fast hands, fast feet. He's able to move and navigate in and out. If you do look, there's certain things that him and Jamie Takivi do similar, which is the jab, body, jab, head, and able to get out to negate any counters coming back. So I think this Moses has got so much potential as a heavyweight, and we know this. So I wouldn't necessarily write Dillian off and put him in the bin if he did lose to him. But that's my point of view, and we're all going to have different points of view. And like Legal Eagle said, hit the like button. I know O'Leary and Dylan are fighting in the ring at the moment, and they are in round number 3 of 12. But there's so much to discuss, and I wanted to speak to you guys. And like I said, I was only going to do the watch along for the main event anyway. I'm not even getting into that. Right, if you're saying Sky Sports made most of their money through their gambling websites, boxing was a small percent. Yeah, and boxing is a small percentage. You think they've got Formula One as well? Formula One's huge, huge. Sky is it's a multi-billion-pound company. That boxing, like you said, is a small part of it. So if they lose boxing, it's not really going to affect their accounts. So yeah. Dan the man saying, I'm calling it now. White gets the upset win. It's heavyweights. We don't really know how it's going to work out. James, why not the midnight train? He hasn't mentioned him since. Yeah, it's weird. Boxing beats and rhymes. Listen, guys, if you haven't already, I'm asking you politely, subscribe to Boxing Beats and Rhymes. This guy gets me through my morning runs, and I'm not talking about the toilet. I'm on about footing it down the canal where I live all the time. Very informative, historical knowledge on point. He talks about anything that happens is more than likely to go live straight away to discuss it. Please subscribe to his channel. Yes, I am biased because he's good at what he does, and he often sources some of his info through the conversations that I have as well, which I highly respect because he's such a credible channel to me. So please subscribe to Boxing Beats and Rhymes. I hope you're well. And I can't believe I missed your live the other day when you were talking about like the females in the industry. I would have had so much to say about that, but I missed it. But maybe next time. Chris, I've been single all my life and I'm still happy. It's not a law. Unfortunately, I've been messed around, so I have trust issues. But hey, women may say that about men too. Very balanced approach, Chris. And I can tell by the way that you speak and the way you've been speaking on here for a very long time. You know, you come across as very, sincere and honest. I believe there is somebody out there for everybody. I think we do live in a world now where social media just absolutely ruins relationships. I'm glad I was around before that. But yeah, don't give up on love, Chris. Don't give up on love. Yeah, that weather in Ipswich is insane. It's raining, but it's raining in Brum as well. Oh, Dizzy Rascal's there. Okay, fair enough. Yep, Boxing Pro, Dillian White versus Moses Atama. We have just been discussing that. Pro Subs is saying, yep, Diddy trial is mad. I think he'll get done for guns and drugs. But if Tates and the other geezer get done for trafficking, they would do him as well. Depends on the, yeah, it just depends. I don't I think in the UK the Tates it's the Crown Prosecution Service. In America, it's the government. The government are going for him. I know what I think, but I'm not saying it on my live channel. Frank said the same about StubHub. Next year, Queensbury tickets will be available on StubHub. There might be. Do you know if they're not anyway? There might be. Karma's saying justice for Ben. Did he still paying her rent? And she's still testifying. Listen, we know what it is. We know what it is. And capital commodities, yes, we will discuss that. October, great show as always. Did you hear about James Cook, Anthony Yard's trainer? A sad day. May his soul rest in peace. Looking forward to the main event, and it's going to be a good fight. Capital commodities, thank you very much for that. Yes, James Cook, unfortunately, passed away today. I had a message about it earlier. I wasn't sure if it was true, and then I checked, obviously, the internet, and yes, it was all over that. I never had the pleasure of meeting him, but not one person that has met him has ever had a bad word to say about him. So to his family, his loved ones, condolences. Sorry for your loss. It's been a crazy few weeks. We've had a few people depart the earth through death. So yeah, condolences to him. Didn't even yeah. I'm sure he was in. I'm sure he was in Yard's corner when he was fighting Lyndon Arthur. But unfortunately, uh, when it comes to death, it will creep up on you, and you just don't know when you're going to go. So yeah, condolences to the late great James Cook. Right, Karma's saying if the prosecution subpoenas you, you have to testify. You could be charged. I want to know where Young Miami is. Have they not subpoenaed her? Yes. Yes, potentially not. Patty can sell all the leftover baby oil. Oh, women, you need to Uber me home. Women in court, he trafficked me. Listen, it's techie. And you know what it is? Guys, I can speak quite freely and quite openly and quite honestly with you here. When you're in a relationship, well, I can't say unfortunately, I've never dated a millionaire. Okay. So when I was in a violent relationship, which I was in for a couple of years, money wasn't used to entice me. But I think with men that are violent, and listen, and you can say, oh, yeah, you're a girls, you're sticking up for the girls. What I'm saying is that domestic violence has like a grooming aspect to it. You don't just meet a girl and you start punching her up. You meet a girl, you meet a partner, you get into them, you understand them. They're very good psychologically. They make you feel comfortable. They're your hero. They're there if you need them. And then slowly the manipulation starts, and then eventually it turns violent. So I understand, I get it, you man, but if you're not that type of violent person and you look at it from the surface, it can look like that. But a lot of psychological studies need to be done in domestic violence. I think it's similar. It's grooming, because that's what they do. They find their target, they groom them, lure them into this sense of false security, make them feel important, and then they slowly start to break them down. Some people call it Stockholm syndrome. There's all different names for it. I could go into it. I can only speak to you from my experience. Like, why did I stay? Why did it take me a couple of years before I left? I've been there, worn the t-shirt. I left eventually, but there's been some times where even how many years, 25 years later, I'm looking and thinking, why did you do that? And it's funny how people can get into your head and manipulate you. So I don't know these girls. You know, they're involved in the industry, but I'm not gonna sit here and say I can't slag them off because I get it. I'm not saying that they're not lying because I'm not them, but I'm saying I get it. Um, Good question, but I'm gonna put that one out to the chat, truth teller. I'm gonna put that out to the chat because I don't know. I haven't been punched by any of them. Sky made most of their money from me. They put their charges through the roof when you're out of contract. So if he's saying a Coley has got away with ducking Richard Riakporhe, I just don't think he believes it's lucrative enough for him. We want it, but does anybody else want it? That's what I'm saying. It's like, has it got enough to pay for what it should be? Boxing Pro boxer have renewed Sky. Is that supposed to say contract? Elaborate on that, Boxing Pro. Not happy with the undercards. Love the variation of the chat. Sometimes it's good to switch it up. Right, here we go. DJ, is it one E? Correct me if I'm wrong, please. I don't like to get people's names wrong. Haven't seen you before. 8 men in the jury of the Diddy trial. Going to be hard to convince them. Woman that sued Diddy for 10 million plus instead of pursuing a criminal conviction wasn't there for the money and the fame. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. I hear it. I just didn't know you could take the money and then still go criminal with it. But whatever. I think Iffy, I know you're saying that, but I think he didn't like him because allegedly, 50 was saying that Diddy was moving a bit mad towards him, and he never really got a good vibe off him anyway. Chris is saying very true. Someone's for everyone. I don't even go for looks. I hate it when people do that. I go for personality. I'm more of a personality thing, but it is nice to date someone that's kind of nice looking. And like I said, my nice looking might not be your nice looking, and vice versa. But I'm more inclined to go if you've got a good sense of humor, that's half of the battle. Because you know me from these lives, I love to have a conversation. I don't want to be bored. I don't want to be sitting in the house just staring into thin air because there's no convo. I know you can do other things, but you can't do other things all the time, can you? Yes, we're doing an Oprah session. Jeremy, no, give us some class. Fabio's power is deceptive. Look at Italma. He sometimes looks like he's tapping people on the chin. That's like the good timing as well. But they're going night. How many fighters can clip a guy on the chin while moving backwards? Yeah, he's good. Yep, Jay's correct on. He wanted to take 50 shopping, apparently. What a variation. And I've got through all of the chat. It's not often that I can get through it, but I'm glad that I did. We've been going for 58 minutes. If you've just joined us, no, it's not the Oprah Winfrey Show. No, it's not the Jeremy Kyle Show. It's the October Red Live Watch Along. Yes, I know the key thing is boxing, but I only wanted to do the watch along for the main event. So we've been covering various topics. So if you've come in and you're hearing us talk about P. Diddy, if you come in and heard us talking about marriages, I don't apologize. I wanted to keep this a little bit light, a little bit different while we head towards the main event. So a warm welcome to all of you guys. I appreciate you all here. This chat has been phenomenal. It's been entertaining. It's been up and down. We've gone in different directions. And this is the fight. This is the co-main. So we're going to be getting the main event shortly. We've covered a lot of topics. We've covered Dillian White potentially fighting Moses Itauma in August. Apparently there's negotiations going on for that. We've also covered the fact that Sky Sports Boxing will not be renewing their contract with Boxer, according to the Mail Online, an interview that's been done there. Sources, there's nothing formal. I've put all of this information up on Instagram because both of them, the Dillian White fight with Moses and the Sky Sports Boxer stuff, it's all potential rumor, but they do say there's no smoke without fire. So I've put those out there, put the feelers out there. There's been a few comments coming in, and we've covered that within this chat as well. So I think we've covered quite a lot this evening, and I've enjoyed it so far. Oh, more chats coming in. But yeah, it's been an interesting one. But boxing has been interesting. We've also spoke about Kishon as well, missing his weight by over 4 pounds, which is absolutely insane to me. Very unprofessional. I don't know why he did it. If there's anybody that's watched any of the American channels and we've seen any interviews regarding that, anybody who's interviewed Kashawn, please put in the chat if he's given any rationale to why he's done it. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. And we've also had a couple of predictions on how we think the fight's going to go, the main fight's going to go this evening. And but judging it from the chat, it's kind of balanced. I think he's probably, to be fair, it's probably leaning to more towards Fabio. But if you guys, if jog my memory, if you think that Justice is going to do it, please put that in the chat as well. I can't believe I've got through all of it. All of it. Cool. I'll take the piece. Will you though? I don't believe it. I think you guys. I'm pointing now. I'm being a bit judgmental. I think you guys say that you want peace, but you don't. Either that, or I think I'm going to put my hands up now and say that women really don't understand men. I've got to put my hands up. If that's the case, we really have no clue. We really have no clue. And I'm okay to say that. I'm okay to say that. Right, here we go. Karma. Karma's our American correspondent, so I know she knows what's going on out there. Right, Karma said the government brought the charges, not Cassie or the other people. The government probably wouldn't have looked into her lawsuit had he not gone to TMZ to try and embarrass her. Interesting. So Puff Daddy went to TMZ. Was that when he was saying that he never did anything and then the video come out with her getting bashed up by the lift? Bon, I totally agree with you. Sometimes people forget that's how conversations work. They get varied. And I do love a bit of variation with conversations. It just keeps it. Look how quick we've been going for an hour. 50 never liked Diddy from day one. Yes, there you go. Foxy has reiterated, I think, was it, did Star Fox? No, Jay's Crep said it. So 50's already had an issue with him. I like 50. I do like him. We need a relationship show October. You have interesting things. I'd love to do that. But I just need willing guests to come on with me. I think it would be better if it was hosted by myself and a male, not just myself on my own. We see these podcasts, and honestly, some of them make me just want to vomit. You know, there's all this high value man and high value woman, and people are talking about tables. I'm like, just shut the hell up. Let's look at what people have as qualities, and let's look at how people are open in relationships. And I'm not talking about having an open relationship. I'm talking about being honest about who you are as a person. So you haven't got to sneak behind your loved one's back because you've got certain things that you probably don't want to do with your wife because you're taking the safe option because she's the peaceful one. Why don't you find a woman that can do both? Do both. You can have peace and passion, gentlemen. You can do this. Right. He could get, no, we're not doing this. I don't know how to do a poll on YouTube. Sorry. I wanted to do that, but I don't know how to do a poll. I need to learn how to do that. Homework for today is how to do a poll on YouTube. Don't get giving me instructions in here because I'm not going to fiddle about with this and then I end up dropping out the live. But I will do it next time, I promise. Bon saying, I think Fabio deals with any of Honey's previous opponents. Can Honey say the same? And this is what's going to get answered tonight, isn't it, Bon? This is what we're going to find out. And I saw some lovely uppercuts coming in there from Dylan. I do love an uppercut. I think that shot's so underrated. I really hope you didn't, Dest. I really hope you didn't. I'm both. Truth teller Maxwell, I can put my hand on my heart and quite happily say I'm both. I may be a little bit unhinged because I'm definitely not normal. I'm probably more passion than peace, actually. Yeah, probably. You are right, Red. Cardi B has a chaotic personality, but there's something alluring about her. Guess what, Cardi B, October? That's another thing as well. Libras, she is an October born to the T. And if you guys don't like all of this birth month crap, I'm sorry, but I do. Her level of petty is my level of petty. When I saw her, this she has been cheated on by Offset a million times. And let's not forget, she had to go to court because some botheration with some girls because of him. She's nearly gone to jail for her husband, who has continuously cheated on her. And now that she's having fun, let's face it, she's having fun with this ball at this not rugby, is it? It's American football player. Everyone's losing their minds. And then she goes and takes her son, their son, hers and Offset son, to get the braids, and her boyfriend gets the same braids. Level of petty, unmatched. Don't mess with us. Leave us quietly, go off into the sunset, and it's fine, but don't provoke us. Cardi B, love her. Classify peace. Some men seem to hate their wives talking to them. What I think when it comes to relationships, talking should be two ways. Have you ever been in a conversation with someone and they're just waiting for you to finish what you're saying so they can say something wi- without actually absorbing what you're saying? I think there's a lot of relationships that have that. There's a lot of relationships that lack accountability. You should be able to sit down and reason with your partner. You're not going to agree on everything. Why should you? If you agree on everything, that's just boring. You will have some debates. There will be some times where you'll be selfish about certain things and not take them into consideration, and vice versa. The key is if somebody in that relationship brings that to you, are you prepared to listen and take on board what they're saying without gaslighting, without saying, "Oh yeah, all right then. What about when you did this?" No, we're not talking about that now. We're talking about this. Is what I'm saying. It's levels of maturity to be able to say, "Listen, you did this. I didn't really like it. Let's talk about it." And I think that's a massive problem in relationships. We don't speak, and because now we've got like social media at our fingertips. If your good lady like pisses you off, all you've got to do is go onto IG, and you've got like a plethora, a catalogue of different ingredients to go and look at, and I don't know, maybe cry on their shoulder. There's something that there's no real tradition in relationships anymore where people would have to literally sit down and talk things out. We don't talk to each other because we're distracted by so many different things. But that's my opinion. You've got to remember, I'm old. I see things differently. I'm nearly 48. I was I settled down before social media, so I'm quite blessed. So communication is key, and it's okay to be wrong sometimes. So when you say peace, do you feel relaxed? Do you feel comfortable about going to your partner and telling them what you really think? I'm not talking about being insultive and nasty. I'm not talking about that. Just being honest with them. Do you feel comfortable? Do you think you can do that? Or have you got somebody else outside of the relationship that you do that with? And if so, why aren't you with that person? If you can't talk to your partner and you can confide in somebody else, are you with the right person? And this is the conversation, isn't it? And that's where it's like passion, peace. Why have you not got together with your friend that you can have those conversations with? As in your friend, as in obviously whatever sex relationship you're in. Got to be careful what I say these days before I get cancelled. But you know what I mean. Communication is key, and I think we lack that. And I think that's why there's so many ducking and diving and going behind people's back. You joking? I will do. I'll look for that after, Iffy. Raoul, good evening. I like to paint myself orange and sit in a hole and pretend I'm a carrot. My girlfriend waters me. Is that normal? It is if you're into vegetables. And as long as she's watering you with water, yeah, yeah, we'll leave that there. Chris, you might be too peaceful. Donfor says a lot of things. Remember, he had a book that was coming out. What was it called? Ice Cubes Don't Melt in the Fridge. Do we remember that? Back on the Undefeated podcast back in the day when there was about 20 core members that were always, that banter was insane. I miss those days on that channel. Adam, I'm a Wardley fan and he is a bad man. Yeah, truth teller Maxwell, braiding the son's hair like your new boyfriend is nasty work. And I'm here for it. Sorry, truth teller. The amount of times he's cheated and, like I said, nearly got her incarcerated. Braiding hair is nothing. She's petty. Libras are petty. Right, here we go. Chris Welsh drags me back into the world of boxing. Oh, Jeff has got beaten. Interesting. Oh, guys, I didn't get to watch the fight because me and my internet went down. But Anya Nani and Gilly, they got a draw. Was that really a draw? Because I rate Anya Nani. I've said he was quite good, and he was only fighting the other week on a Matchroom show. Is in the army or ex-army boxer, whatever he is. Lovely guy. Spoke to him before, and he got a draw with Sam Gilly. I didn't get to watch the fight in its entirety. Was that a draw, or was it Anya Nani win, or was it a Gilly win and they just got it wrong? Because I didn't see that fight. If I was in a relationship, then I'll be loyal and honest. Ideally, that's what you should be, but it doesn't always work like that, though, does it? You man are done for. I am the king of pettiness. If I am mad, I leave one ice cube in the ice tray so the other person has to change it. See what I mean? He's mentioning ice cubes. What did we say? Ice doesn't melt in the fridge? Okay, fair enough. Well, that knocks that out the way. Well, we don't know what fights are going to be happening with them anyway at the moment, do we, Chris? Nah, don't use ChatGPT. It's not private anyway. White Bleachers, good evening to you. Big up October Red and keep up the great work. Back at you, Fight Bleachers. Don't think I've seen you before, so good evening to you. Jeffers was talking crazy a few months ago, but I think that's what boxers have got to do. They've got to talk themselves up, haven't they? If they've not necessarily got that profile, they've really got to have a mouth on them. And I think it does work. I think some fighters, it really suits them. I think sometimes when other fighters try and do it and you can see it's not necessarily natural, it's like ill. But I think some fighters really do sit in that arrogance that they need as a boxer. And I'm here for it. It keeps me entertained. Like I said, it's great watching the skill of the fighters, but sometimes you just want a little bit of excitement, and that excitement is the trash talk. These last minute opponents come from nowhere and upset the apple cart, and I love it. I mean, Adam Azim, what the Mexican board that said he wasn't, they don't like the way that he was cutting weight because he was in a sort. What was he doing? Was he posting stuff on the internet? Where did that come from? How did that even happen? Let's have a look. Pro Stops is saying, you might have already discussed this, but why are the BBFC starting to get strict on rules? They haven't taken an interest in Azim fight off. Right. Was that the BBFC or was it the Mexican one? Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought I read that it was his opponent's countrymen that had a problem with it and not our guys. Well, if our guys have got an interest in it, you know why that is. It's obviously because of the Conor Ben Chris Eubank fight, isn't it? Boxers need to back up the talk. I think Jeffers was saying Simpson was ducking him. Yikes. You man are done for. Yes, please. Smash the like button. Oh, we've got over 9,000 subscribers now. So thank you guys for subscribing. I do want to get up to 10K. I've been saying this for months now, and we're still not there. Yes, the subscribers are going up. Of course, I appreciate it, but it's a personal target for myself. I'll be happy at 10K, and then afterwards, whatever happens, happens. As long as it obviously doesn't drop. I don't want it to drop, but I really would like to get to that 10K. So if you can, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate the subscription. I really would. This is what I'm saying, Chris. Didn't Chris Eubank and Conor Benn use saunas to cut weight recently? The British Boxing Board of Control with selective governments once again. I think there was a little bit of a discussion around that because of what Chris Eubank Jr. posted. I mean, for God's sake, I posted it on my page saying the sacrifices that fighters make. We didn't see him in the sauna, but sauna was mentioned. So I guess they're just trying to tighten up the rules. Look, it's going to make you severely dehydrated. You've got to think of a dehydrated brain, the catastrophic effects of, you being dehydrated. It's life and death, isn't it? So I get it. They might not have looked at it like that anymore before, but they are looking at that now because hydration is important. Right, Bon Scott saying it could be an exciting time for the heavyweights in the future with Leo Atang making his debut, Itoma and Dubois still only 27. Throw in Fabio, Huni, Caballel, Terramona as well. Things are looking great. I had the pleasure of speaking to young Leo Atang, 18 years old. He's huge already. I know he's a lighter heavyweight. He's only 18. He's huge. He's solid. He's absolutely solid. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got. I heard that he's okay as well. I've spoke to somebody that's seen him spar, obviously as an amateur before he turned over pro, and they've said he's particularly good. He didn't want to stay on the GB team. He didn't want to go to the Olympics. Obviously, there's a little bit of uncertainty, and he just wants to learn on the go, which is kind of like, I mean, Eddie's took Leo Atang, but that is kind of like the blueprint of Frank Warren. Frank Warren likes to pull them early so he can grow them the way he wants to grow his fighters. And we've seen him do that more recently with the likes of Moses Atauma. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Leo Atang's got. I did say to him, I do believe that he's going to be eventually, it's not yet because Leo's just starting out, but he's going to be on this collision course and he will meet Moses Atauma in the future. And I look forward to that, but let's see what he's got because, oh my God, no one's not mentioned it. We haven't even discussed Delicious Ori retiring. Right, suppose they're 4%, and this is from Chris, from the proposed Azim fight wasn't worth turning a blind eye to. Time to expose the British board for what they are. That'll never happen. Glad you are, Red. I don't have to look at the side of Gad and Spencer's head. What's wrong with looking at their beautiful heads? The British Boxing Board of Control need to be investigated as they're not consistent or fair. We do need consistency. Was it the BBFC or was it Azim's opponent's countrymen? I don't remember seeing the BBFC, but I glazed over it, so I might not have read it properly. I'm not sure about Jared Anderson. Never have been, if I'm going to be completely honest. If you're saying the Olympic path doesn't have the same impact anymore that worked for Anthony Joshua, not many other fighters have benefited in the same way, and I've got to agree with you. And a lot of them that are coming out from that are they've got injury after injury. Yeah, Legal Eagles. That was a bit of no, it wasn't. It wasn't a surprise to me. I've met Delicious a couple of times, spoke to him a couple of times on my channel. There's videos there. When his debut was announced, remember that was when Dillian was supposed to be fighting Joe Joyce, Lawrence Cody was supposed to be fighting, Richard Rapport. Beautiful day in Manchester. Loved it. Excited. Heavyweight card. The Queensberry DAZN debut. All for it. When I spoke to Delicious then, I thought that he didn't really how can I put it? There was a lot of changes. He mentioned that he was gonna have to make a lot of changes to adjust to the pro game. He said now when he's hitting the bag, he's not just hitting the bag, he's hitting it like he's got to have intention to hurt somebody because somebody's gonna want to hurt him. And I thought, yeah, that's what boxing is. So there were certain things that he was saying that I thought, I wonder if he's actually ready for this. Lovely guy, well spoken. He's more like I'd say he's more got a politician's feel to him than a fighter. He's mentioned Anthony Joshua being a role model, and sometimes you can fall in love with an idea, can't you? Um, he did well. He got is it Commonwealth as an amateur, so he got a belt as an amateur. Sure, was it the Commonwealth? Um, so he didn't get an Olympic medal, but he got the Commonwealth. But there was just something that made me think I'm not sure if he's really about it because it takes a certain type of person to go into the professional boxing game because it's brutal and it's thankless sometimes. And if you don't perform, we as boxing fans are very quick to put you on a pile of discarded bodies that we just don't care about anymore. Kind of like you guys saying Dillian shouldn't fight Moses Atama because he's finished. That's how quick we just make those decisions. No thoughts, well, actually could do this. In boxing, we're very, very fickle. So when I spoke to him then, I just thought, I'm not sure. And then I was there for his debut. I watched him walk out. I watched his performance, which wasn't the best for a debutant. They did give him, a reasonable opponent. I can't remember his record. I did Google it at the time, but his performance wasn't as good as it should have been for a debutant. And I spoke to him post fight, and somebody else was in the ring and they were cheering. And he said, that's what I wanted to hear for me. And I saw his heart break. And I was like, wow. So from then I thought, I'm not sure. And I felt quite bad for him. And then obviously there was radio silence. And then it came out that he's obviously, you know, chosen a different career path. Now, I don't know how it works on the financial side. You know me, I love to talk business. I love to try and understand the business side. And if I was a promoter that had invested in him and they'd gone after one fight, I don't think I'd be happy, but I don't know the ins and outs of that. And obviously he's chosen to make that decision now rather than saying, you know what, my first fight wasn't that good. Let me give it a go. I get it. My first fight is, the fighter keeps going, doesn't he? So when he said, you know what, this is not for me, he's made that conscious decision that he's not that fighter. He's going to take a different route because that route will suit him more. As a passionate fan of boxing, I thought he should have given it more of a go. He should have went back in there and said, nope, I'm going to go in there and show what I'm about because that's how I think. But he's not me. And he's been honest with himself, honest with us to say, you know what, this isn't for me. And he's walked away. Could he have made that decision before he decided to turn pro? Yes. Was there a lot of pressure on him to turn pro? Yeah. But it just goes to show you've really got to sit down and think things through before you make potential life-changing decisions. The way I see it, there's fighters that would love to be in his position, that would kill to be in his position. And he was given that position. It didn't work out for him. And he's just said, see you later. So that's my opinion on it. I wish him all the best. He's a lovely guy. Only he will understand his reasons. There will be people in the chat that get it. There will be people in the chat that don't. It's just one of them. But obviously, it just wasn't for him. Right, let's have a look. If he's saying Delicious had a tough opponent for his debut and that knocked his confidence. I think he was looking for the knockout in his first fight. It didn't happen. And I think that knocks his... That's it. You're reiterating what each of you said. He was sad. When I spoke to him post-fight, it was sad. I was like, wow. And that's when I just thought, nah, you don't like this. DJ saying since ancient time, men have had multiple wives, probably because it's super rare to find everything you want in one woman. It's only this society that have changed, excuse me, what's historically been the way. And I get that. I 100% get what you're saying. And I understand it. But there's also, but this is what I'm saying with traditional values and stuff. Like men could, do the multiple wives thing. Historically, that's happened, and they can, one for a better word, get away with it. But say, for example, I'm a woman, I've got this, roaring lion at home, and he's fantastic. But I haven't really got anyone that I can like talk to. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go and have, another partner. And he's not the roaring lion that I've married, the alpha, but I can talk to him, and I can lie down in his lap, and he can stroke my hair and tell me that everything's going to be okay. Women can't do that because of this double standard. So I get what you're saying, but if the shoes were on the other foot, DJ, it'd be frowned upon, and even in this day and age where it's, woman empowerment, etc. Tough one. Right, Bon Scott saying, funny you say that, Red. Leo Atang was saying the same thing. He wanted to know what it's like to be hit with 10-ounce gloves, and he said he never really felt anything in his amateur fights. Yeah, but you can see he's got a little bit of go-get-em about him, and I know people that he sparred, and I know that he's got something about him. 16-ounce, yeah. No, I missed it. I did watch young Lucas Rohrig. Very happy with him. I like his boxing. I believe that he's got a lot of potential. He's a cruiserweight. I think he's 22 years old. He corrected me when I went live with him the other day. So he's 22-year-old cruiserweight. Keeping an eye on him. Managed and trained by George Groves. Looking forward to seeing his progress. Niall Brown, trained by Pat Barrett out of his gym up in Manchester. He did well as well. Obviously, Matty Harris is it Daniel Garber? That was a little bit like a sparring match for me. Matty dropped him twice, got the win on points. I think it was a 6-round or 8-rounder. He got the win. He needs to probably start going in with tougher opponents. And then when it came to Josh Kelly, I think I fell asleep. I was watching something about P. Diddy, so no, I didn't. Sorry. I'm just looking at the points for this one. Unanimous decision. Is it Pierce O'Leary or Dillon? Liam Dillon? European super lightweight champion. Pierce O'Leary got it. If they gave him a punching bag for his debut, he'd still be fighting. Oh my God. I don't know why women live longer. Is anyone living longer than anyone these days? Bon Scott saying the Old Testament emphasizes that polygamy led to many problems and was not widely encouraged practice. I wonder what problems they were. Karma, good evening. Karma's back in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, where's she gone? Monogamy was created for poor men so they could have women, and now they don't want it. Laughy and upside down face. Interesting. Right, here we go. It's gonna be time for the main event. Like I said, this chat has been very varied. We've covered a lot of subjects in here, hopping in and out of boxing as we do. If you've just joined us, I'm Abs of October Reds. This is my channel. I'd like you to subscribe, but we're here tonight for the live watch along where you will be getting commentary for the main event, which is Fabio Wardley versus Justice Huni, a heavyweight clash. Just what we want to see. We do love the heavyweights. We've been discussing both fighters for well over an hour now, mixed in with some alternate conversations as well. But I'm looking forward to this fight. Huni, as we know, is I'd say a late replacement. It was supposed to be Jarrell Miller, who allegedly had an injury and had to pull out. Obviously, nothing to do with any contractual issues. So yeah, Justice Honey jumped in there. It was really weird at the press conference to see Fabio sat on the side of Frank Warren and Justice Honey now there on the side of Eddie Hearn. We saw both Frank and Eddie go at it, talking about places to visit on the way home. And I think, what was it, the A12, wherever they live over that way. So an interesting fight. Eddie is, and he has come across as genuinely confident in what Justice Honey is going to do tonight. But he knows Fabio. And is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Does he know Fabio's weaknesses? Remember, Fabio left Matchroom to go and sign with Queensbury. Is there a little bit of, okay, you've left us. Now I'm going to get one of my guys to beat you. That rivalry is definitely still there. And I think, even though this is a fight between the boys and obviously it's competition between them, once again, it is Queensbury versus Matchroom. We know how the 5v5 went last year. I think it's about a year ago, when Queensbury absolutely obliterated Matchroom, and we're starting to have this rumble as well. So I'd be interested to see how this is going to go tonight. I'm not on the fence as such, but I just know that it's heavyweight boxing and it can just change. It can change. Somebody's mentioned that Justice Honey earlier on in the chat that he hasn't necessarily got a chin. We know that Fabio Wardley's got good timing. We know that Fabio is as tough as hell, and he's prepared to go to hell and back, because we've seen that. We saw a little bit of that with Justice Honey and Lorena when they fought, but we've seen Fabio in more wars. Is that necessarily a good or a bad thing? I think tonight actually seals that. I think the doubters of Fabio that continue to doubt Fabio will have to just shut up and sit in the corner. And then and the same thing goes for Justice Honey. If you've looked at him and thought he hasn't done enough, I didn't like his fight with Kevin Lorena, didn't necessarily like his fight with, is it Tabiti? Even though I think he won that fight as well. We'll see what happens. It's all in the results. It's heavyweights. You can't necessarily call it, even though you might be able to look at stats and say, yeah, based on this, I'm going to go. You can't call it really, can you? But we're going to find out shortly. We've just had Pierce O'Leary win his fight against Dylan. And yeah, we're just waiting for the main event. This chat has been absolutely phenomenal. Thinking, what are you doing, Karma? I'm just thinking, Karma, do you want to jump on the live? I don't usually do this, but are you free, Karma? Let me know in the chat and I'll send you. I think I can send you the link on Twitter, can't I? Because last time I put it in the chat, I had some weirdos. Oh my gosh, I'm not even going to. No, I won't tell you about the weirdos that I've had in my DMs this week. You just keep that one to myself, to be fair. Bon Scott is saying Fabio is going to make Honey his wife. Bon Scott is extremely confident that Honey's got this. Excuse me while I sip the good juice. But I'll tell you one thing I'm enjoying, having Ade back on my screens. I do like to listen to the voice of Ade. I've often said that Ade is the voice of DAZN. So it's good to hear him back. He's even announcing, obviously, the football. I was going to go to this fight, but I'm glad I didn't, because it's raining and it's outside. Let's have a look. Yes, they are up next. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce your name, so I do apologise. Carmen's saying, let me go to my office. Wait there, then let me copy that link. How'd you go to your inbox? Karma. Right, Karma, I have just put the link. Oh, why is it not? Oh, sorry. Justice Honey's making his walkout. Why is it not letting me paste the link? Interesting. It's not letting me go live. Right, Karma, I'm gonna try and find you on Instagram because for some reason it's not letting me copy the link. Chat. Now let me try that. Right. Right, I've sent it on Instagram because for some reason it wouldn't let me do it on X. Justice Honey makes his ring walk. I do like that. He's done in, it looks like a cream and gold ensemble that he goes to the ring in. Tidy. We like it. Justice Honey, you've got all the sponsors on there: Ring Magazine, Gold Star, Matchroom Boxing, Riyadh Season. Right, sorry, it's white and silver. I like it. Just getting in the ring now, keeping warm, doing the side to side steps. Frank Warren standing in the ring, smiling. I'm presuming that Eddie Hearn's going to be in the ring also. I love this. It looks like the stadium's filled out quite nicely. Frank's done in his, I like that coat, the gangster jacket. Fabio Ward, yeah, it looks like the stadium's done quite well. Fabio Wardley's time now to come out. Wardley. Are we here for it? Are we going to back the Brit? I think we should. Can't write this kid off, but I'm hearing some stuff about Huni and it's just making me get a little bit nervous while they're doing that walk in. If Italma and White does happen, then White is going to play the villain so well in the fight build-up. He will as well because he's entertaining, even though like he's calmed down a bit. He's calmed down a lot. You know what it is, Red? I think they've thrown Huni to the wolves. I've nothing but respect for the guy. Of course, we know this. And this is what I'm saying, Bon. I know because we pick a side, it doesn't mean that we haven't got respect for the other fighter. It's okay to pick a side. But they are putting him where they won't risk Italma. I guess he's going to be tested tonight. And we will soon find out. Look at him. He dons that kind of Roman old school. Oh, right. No, this almost looks like a bulletproof vest. Look at him marching up and down. I love it. It's like blue camouflage. I'm here for it. Is that Roy Jones song? I love it. He puts his hand up in the air, that victory hand. The right hand goes up into the air. Fabio Wardley. It's almost like that Roman armor regalia, but he's got like camouflage blue, obviously matching the football team. He walks out there with his guys. We've got Michael Magic Hands with him. And who else is with him? Let's have a look. Is that Alois Jr. walking out with him as well? Right, yeah, he's got those two walking him out. Fabio's good. I like it. The guy, he's got his chewing gum in. He needs to get that out of his mouth. This is the guy that has come in, you know, white collar background. He's heard that all the way through. Every single fight that he's had, he's been underestimated. You know, he's been put in tough challenges. He's had his face split open, whether it was on the red carpet or in the ring. The guy shows resilience. He turns up every time. And what he has taught us, what Fabio Wardley has taught us as boxing fans, is not to underestimate him. Nobody knows what's going to happen tonight. This is a challenge. You can say that Justice Huni hasn't had, you know, enough fights, but he is an experienced boxer. I understand professional and amateurs, it's two different worlds. However, the experience is still there. And the one thing I will say about Justice is he's got heart as well. He's got the same, maybe even more heart than Wardley. We'll find that out today because I do believe this is going to be a tough fight. And that's one thing we know Fabio Wardley's not afraid of having, is tough fights. We love it. Eddie Hearn's in the ring. Frank Warren grinning from ear to ear. It's main event time. I love this. I love this. I can feel the adrenaline start to go already. Thomas Triber doing the final announcements in the ring, shouting out the sponsors. Thomas Triber, a lovely man. Fabio paces. He paces, long socks, white boots. Takes a sip of water. Get that chewing gum out your mouth, Fabio. Got Michael, magic hands there. Frank Warren on hand. Callum Timpson's been dropped. Keep that commentary coming. What? I said, keep that coming, James, because I'm not watching that at all. Callum Timpson's been dropped, everyone. Hopefully he gets up. James, keep it coming. Let us know what's going on. He's got the crucifix on the back of his neck. Huge crucifix, Fabio Wardley. He also mentions that he's soon to be a father, and he thanked his missus for supporting him, you know, being able to let him have all this time to prepare for this big fight that he's in this evening. A supportive woman. And he's also going to become a dad. So I presume after this fight, whatever the weather, whatever the results, he'll be having some time out because I believe that the child is due imminently. A couple of boxers, I think Fraser's put up that his missus, they've got a child on the way. I think that was on social media as well. So it seems like the guys were busy last autumn putting those buns in the oven. So glad I don't do that anymore. Let's go. Karma Serene always boasts her English roots. Did you say it's your grandma that's British? I know you got British blood in you somewhere. Fair play. Justice, lovely guy. Spoke to him as well. A lovely gentleman. I'd say him, Joseph Parker, the lovely Jao Pataya, gentleman. But the only difference is Jao Pataya is an actual demon. You can see that in his face. He's the only person where I've spoken to him and he's made me take a step back because you can feel his aura pushes you back. He's the real deal. He's horrible. He's lovely, but I wouldn't want to be in the ring with him because he's a monster. There's a screw loose with that guy, and I mean that in a complimentary way because I think fighters have to have that edge about them. And Jao Pataya has got it. Oh, it's your grandpa. I knew it was one of your grandparents. See, I do see these tweets. I do see them. Blue and white, Fabio. Still got that chewing gum in his mouth. I think we've got matching scars now. Fabio's got his and I've got mine. And there's a dent in my nose there as well. 18 wins. 1 draw. And 17 of those wins have been KOs. Guys, come on, man. Give this geezer some respect. Ben Davison in the corner. I think. Is he still there? I didn't see him actually. Look at that. Look at the football fans turning out for him. I love that. As a fighter, if you can get your local club behind you, they will support you like no other. You know what football's like. They're loyal to the death. They'll support you from when they're kids until they die. And it's generational. Football support. It's our sport, isn't it? The UK sport as well. Any fighters, what I'd suggest you do, up and coming, get down to your football club, get them behind you. You can't go wrong with football fans unless you're taking a penalty and you look a little bit like me. Touch gloves, side on. Coaches give them a hug, walking back to their respective corners. This is it. Everyone is out the ring. It is fight time, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're here for. The conversation is finished. Let's get into commentary. Seconds out. Let's go. Center of the ring. The crowd roars. The high guard there from Justice. Lead hand low. 1-2 comes straight in from Fabio. Feints. Lead hand low. 1-2 straight away from Fabio as Justice goes onto the back foot. Got that high guard. Justice moving around on the back foot, moving around to the left. Takes the center of the ring, dips down low. This is a head movement from Huni. Sweeping hook comes in from Fabio, misses as Huni's able to slip under it. Jab to the body, jab to the head from Huni. That was sweet and strong. That was rapid from Huni. That clocked Fabio. But he's tough, didn't move. Well, you can see that Huni's got some speed in those hands. He's light on his feet. They're similar physique to what I'd call Joseph Parker, to be fair. The jab comes out from Fabio. High guard once again from Huni as he dips in. Let's have a look. He starts to dip in. It's like he's luring Fabio in to throw through the backhand there. Fabio timed it, moved out of the way nicely. And a bit of a slip back, jab to the body from Fabio. Fabio slightly on the back foot, counters coming in there from me. Just a one shot, but good enough. A little bit of breathing there from Fabio. I think Huni's probably going to try and target that nose, because we know that nose gives Fabio problems in any fight that he has. Jab to the body from Huni to Fabio. I like that guard, the jab. Oh, once again, that jab catches the head of Wardley from Huni. He keeps that high guard, and he slips and he goes down. Body shot coming in from Huni. 1-2, body shot coming in from Fabio. Jab goes out to the head of Wardley. Oh, another body shot. Overhand. This is the work from Huni to Fabio. Flipping heck, he's got some power. He looks like he's got some power in them shots. Fabio knows he's in a fight now. Let's have a look. We've got 50 seconds left in round number 1 of 12. It started off very quickly, ladies and gentlemen. A pouring jab comes out from Wardley to the body of Huni. 1-2, he follows it up. This is Wardley, jab to the body once again. Let's have a look at the variations of these shots. The jab comes back out from Huni to Wardley. 1-2, overhand. Fabio managed to get out the way, time that nice to move. Jab to the body. It looks like Huni's just going to come in with the counters. Fabio's got to be mindful of that. Every time he throws a shot, defend off it, move, step out. Don't stand there and wait for that shot to come back to you. Some nice feints there from Fabio as he goes in to try and get the double jab. Huni dips under, both men in the clinch, and the ref separates the two. Yeah, good first round. 1, 2, 3. Nice combination at the end of that round there. Huni's got really fast hands. I like it. I like it. A very good first round, ladies and gentlemen. Who are we giving that to? Who won the first round? Let's have a look. Jay Sharp. Fabio, greetings from Brooklyn, New York. Greetings to you. My brethren across the pond. Jay's Crepes, listen, my eyes were doing the same. I could have done with listening to some corner comms and I've put this on. I get it's a sponsor and it don't say anything. Fabio's getting hit, but he still looks sharp and focused. Right, Legal Eagles saying Huni for that round. Right, they're doing replays. Let's have a look. 1, 2, yeah. Do you see the counters that come in from Huni? Soon as Fabio lands, whack, he's going back in with those counters. I don't listen to the commentary because you know they're going to be biased. Not me, though, because I'll just say what I see. Right. Fabio shows a little bit more urgency, straight into the center of the ring and goes on the attack. Throws out the first shots, the 1-2. That was the 1-2 and then the backhand twice. Okay, different. Jab to the body. Moving around to the left. Huni once again. When you start to see him, you can see what he does. Huni like guards up, dips in. You know he's going to launch an attack. The timing is going to be really good on this. Okay, Fabio sharpened up, showing that I'm here, I mean business. Huni on the front foot, jab to the body. Wardley on the back foot here. But fighting okay on the back foot. Doesn't look uncomfortable. Both guys in the clinch. Good boxing skill I'm seeing here from Fabio. Ref separates the two. Already a minute down into round number 2. This is a 12-round fight, ladies and gentlemen. And it's a good fight. It started off well. Nice work there, variation. The feint up to the head of Wardley. Then the target, he gets the chest of Wardley. And this is work coming in from Huni. Oh, that feint to the body and then the hit to the head of Wardley once again. The speed on Huni. You know what? I wouldn't mind seeing Huni with a Talma, you know. I know this fight's not over yet, but I'm just saying. He's very, very Parker. His shape just reminds me of Joseph Parker. Those big, solid, strong legs that he's got, pushing out the power from that. Look at that, the way he slips under the jab that comes out from Wardley. But you know, when he starts crouching down and he goes under, he's going to come with an attack, feint, body shot, Overhand right, both men in the clinch, and this is the work from Huni coming in. Body shots coming in from both guys. Ref letting them work out of the clinch. Overhand. I think ref complained. I think that was Wardley's complaining at the back of the head there. Looked a little bit uneasy on the feet. Jab to the head. 1-2. This is the work of Wardley. Tucks up, body shots coming in from both guys in the clinch, separating the two. The ref tells them to keep their hands up. Body shot comes in from Huni. Wardley on the back foot, moving around to the left. Probably try and vary up that movement. A bit more lateral movement instead of going in a predictable way for Huni to follow you around the ring. Fabio tries to get into the center of the ring. Jabs both men in the clinch once again. Pushes Huni off. Huni with a high guard, nice backhand, caught Huni there. Jab to the body, and we are at the end of round number 2. Truth Teller Maxwell saying, this is going how I thought it would. Tolsin saying, Huni's feint's looking good. Wardley will still catch him in 6. I understand that these guys need the sponsorships, but I really want to listen to the corners. The corners is where we get the gems of information of the literal feedback round by round of what they need to do next. I understand the sponsors. I want to hear the corner. And I'm not hearing the corners. Come on, man. Right, I need to put some feedback in about this. What's he saying? Shut up, man. I want to hear the corner. All right, I'm not going to hear the corner because the commentary is rattling on, or there's ads. Ref pushes them back. The seconds out, bell goes. We are in now. We're now in round number 3. Round number 3 of 12. 1, 2, 3. Lovely hook coming in. That's a work of Fabio as Huni parries away the jab. Goes to his own jab, head jab, body. Whoa! That jab to the body, jab to the head. Huni's got Fabio on the ropes here. So throwing some good shots. Fabio showing that heart again. Not having it. This is a good matchup, this is. Uppercut hooks. Sweeping hooks coming in from Wardley to Huni. Both guys in the clinch, pushing each other off. Fighting in the clinch. Ref keeping an eye. Hook to the body, hook to the head. This is the work from Huni to Wardley. Jab to the body from Wardley, who's now on the back foot. Throws in a hook. Huni throws out a jab. Jab, jab. This is the work coming in from Fabio. Hook coming in from Fabio. Huni tucking up. Both men in the clinch, fighting in the clinch. Body shots going in by Wardley. Jab to the body from Huni. Fabio still on the back foot, working his way around to the left of the ring. Lovely jab from Huni, catches Fabio. Jab comes out from Fabio. Jab comes out from Huni. You know, I'd like to see beautiful body shot comes in from Huni there. Jab to the body from Fabio. The jab's coming up here. 1, 2, 3. Huni goes to throw a body shot, moves. 1, 2, 3. Body shot goes in there. Good work from Huni. Wardley in the clinch. Huni throws in a hook inside of the clinch. This is high pace. Jab. Fitness is going to be key here. Key. Once again, Huni rolls in. He goes under. Then he starts to throw his hooks. Excuse me. Tucks up. Huni tucks up. Going in, throwing in the body shot. Hook to the head of Wardley. Wardley throwing in the uppercut. Beautiful hook coming in from Wardley. Do not gas yourself out, Wardley. You can't gas yourself out. Be composed. I know what you want to do, but be composed. We've still got 41 seconds, and then you've only got a round off. A plethora of shots coming in from Wardley, going in for the attack. He believes he sees blood. He calms down a bit, throws a jab to the body, jab to the head, takes a deep breath, moves in. Huni throws his own hook back at Wardley. Body shots coming in. We've got 22 seconds left of round number 3. These rounds are going rapid. A hook coming in from Wardley. Jab coming back at him from Huni. Jab to the body. Hook to the head. Work to the body. This is the work from Huni. We are ending round number 3, ladies and gentlemen. This is very competitive. As an overhand comes in from Huni, a very competitive fight. Guys, I need the scores. Scores. That is very, very good work. Evenly matched. See, Dave Allen's analysis was right. See, they're talking about Jay Apatow fighting in the morning. Can't hear any of the corner. His gum shield nearly came out then. Right, Legal Eagles. Right, gee whiz, these guys are going all out and it's only round 3. So Huni 2, Wardley 1. Okay. Right, round number 4, ladies and gentlemen. These rounds are going extremely quick. And this starts off even faster than the 3rd round. They're both going in for the kill. There's no messing around here. Wardley looking almost a little bit tired here, but he's not having it. He's just going in. Now we're getting the natural Wardley, the unorthodox Wardley, not the Wardley that's trying to box, the Wardley that wants to fight. As that sharp jab comes out from Huni as he tucks up, as Wardley throws his own shot, dips and slips under his own, throwing the hooks to the body. Ref gets in between them, moans about the low blows. The stiff jab comes out from Huni once again. Jab to the body from Fabio. It's Fabio. But a beautiful body shot coming in from Huni there. Might be some damage to the ribs in the morning. I like the way he whips in that body shot. And this is the work coming in from Huni. Oh, attack on the ropes as he pushes Wardley back, throws a body shot and throws the overhands. Catches Wardley clean. He's tough. Headshots coming in to Wardley as he slips under them. 1-2, body shots coming back in from Wardley to Huni. Both men in the clinch. This is literally all go. This is guys that don't worry about their face looking pretty. Yeah, they're going in there. This is boxing and punching. This is both. This is entertaining. This is why the rounds are going so quick. We're already halfway through round number 4. Right, we've got some feints coming in from Wardley there. Lead hand still stays low. Lead hand of Huni has dropped. This is real good work here. The jab goes out from Wardley to the head of Huni. Beautiful jab from Wardley, but Huni counters back as he slips in, goes in. Fabio managed to duck under that hook. Huni needs to keep his hands up. His blows are a little bit, that was on his hip. The jab coming in from Huni, both men in the clinch. The ref keeping an eye on the shoulder barge there from Fabio to get back. Body shot coming in from Huni. Jab coming in from Huni. Body shots, 2 body shots there. Left and a right coming in from Fabio. Overhand coming in from Huni. Hooks coming in from Huni to the head of Fabio. Somebody zoom in on Eddie Hearn's face. Yeah, Eddie Hearn's happy. Right, jab. Stiff jab coming in from Huni. That feint there and that whip to the body from Huni's tidy. The feint, and then he whips it into the body off guard. The swinging that we're getting from Fabio as Huni moves out the way. Both the jabs there catch each other on the face. The head of Huni goes back. Round number 4 over. I don't know what's wrong with me. Why I've started coughing. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. This is a live watch along, no footage, just myself doing commentary with the fight between Fabio Wardley and Justice Huni. Heavyweight bout. Exciting so far. I think we've had 4 rounds. They've flown by. Evenly matched. Good fight. When you're looking at levels of professionalism here, they're definitely on the same page. Exciting. Both of them toe to toe. No foot is off the gas. It's an interesting fight. Right, it's saying use the feints as he gallops, put the right in. There's something about keeping him on the outside. Fabio will make it ugly. Round number 5, ladies and gentlemen, in this vacant WBA interim fight, is it? Interim title fight. 1-2, they're coming in from Fabio, from Wardley, jab, jab, jab. As Huni jabs back with his own stiff jab. 1-2 comes in. Fabio manages to slip that, but I think Huni gets him with a body shot. Both guys in the clinch. Fabio moving off the ropes, pushing Huni back. Won't be bullied by him. I like the way Huni's like light on his feet. He's just like Parker. Beautiful shot there coming in from Fabio. Body shot just misses the rib cage of Wardley from Huni. Let's have a look at the stats. All right, Fabio's up on the punches thrown now, to be fair. Oh, beautiful body shot hook. I think Fabio ran into him there, thought that he'd hurt him. 1-2. I think it's going to be timing with this one, not necessarily the power. I think it's going to be the timing. You know, when he's up in the air, up on his feet, try and get him off balance. Even though those strong legs is going to be a tough tree to chop down. The jab went into the lower part of the stomach of Huni then, and he didn't look like he liked it. Took a little bit of a deep breath. Maybe a bit of an opener that potentially. Oh! Body shot goes into Wardley there as he crouches down. I thought it was for the pain, but I think he was just slipping potential oncoming shots. 1-2 coming in from Huni. Jab goes out from Fabio's on the back foot, on the ropes now. Body shot comes back in as an answer to Wardley from Huni. Both gentlemen in the clinch. We've got just over a minute left in round number 5 of 12. Is this fight going to go the distance? Let's have a look. A little bit of a breathing out the mouth from Huni, but this has been high pace. I expect this to happen. I don't know, round 6, are we going to see any of them take a round off? Are they going to start to take a breather, slow down a little bit, recoup some of that energy, or is it going to be adrenaline, all systems go? Oh, 1-2 coming in from Huni as Wardley's on the ropes, hooks coming in. Wardley fighting back with the body shots on the ropes. Get off the ropes, just turn around, just move, pivot out. You don't want him to corner you on there. We don't need these straight lines. Just spin him off. Let's have a look. The jab comes out. Body shot goes to throw the overhand. Fabio slips it, throws out the jab once again. Fabio's on the ropes. Just need him to potentially just stay off, just step off and try and keep off the ropes as he swaps around, throws in the body shots because now Huni is on the ropes. Huni's fighting back with his own hooks. Jeez, God, these punches. Wardley's tough as hell, man. You're hearing these punches. Some blood coming from the nose of Huni. Great round. You're forcing him back now. You need to let your hands go. This is the advice that Huni's getting from his team. Right, I think he's telling him to not stay on straight lines. He's saying that he's box smart, saying it's a better round. I like that uppercut and hook there in the slow-mo play back from Fabio. Body shots. Good toe-to-toe work from both of these fighters. This is what I call a good heavyweight clash. Really, really good heavyweight clash. Excellent matchmaking this is. I didn't see it, but I see it now. Thanks, Dave Allen. Shout out to you. You opened my eyes. Double jab comes in from Huni. Fabio on the back foot, but comfortable there. We know that we've seen him come forward. I'm just trying to think about the fights he's been on in his back foot. The experts can come in here and say that, oh, he's always on the back foot. I've seen him more of a front foot fighter, to be honest. And this is somebody that's another really skilled amateur fighter. And Fabio's in here with him. I think he's so good when he's raw, when he's vicious. Oh, 1, 2, 3 coming in from Huni as he jumps into those shots. 1, 2, 3, meaning the jab, the backhand, and the hook. And this is the work that came in from Huni to Fabio. Fabio gets off the ropes, keeps his composure, throwing out his own jab. Huni throwing out his backhand to the body. 1-2, lovely work, lovely speed from Huni. I think obviously his team have advised him to start to let his hands go. As you can hear them cheering, they want him to let his hands go. They want him to like go for it. They believe that he can get the knockout. This is what they're advising Huni to do. Go and get the knockout. Let your hands go. Don't use straight lines, lateral movements. This is the advice from the corner of Justice Huni. We've got just under a minute and a half left of round number 6 of 12. If this goes to points, even though on the stats it's saying that Wardley's thrown more punches, but on the eye, it just looks more Huni. Those of you that do your judging and are happy with that, please feel free to put your thoughts in the comment on who you believe is winning this fight. We are in round number 6 of 12. And if you've just joined us on Abs of October Red, this is now commentary and boxing. And we are watching the fights, the heavyweight fights for the WBA. I think it's the WBA vacant interim title between Fabio Wardley and Justice Huni. I might have got the belts wrong. You know what I'm like with belts. But we are here. And this is an enjoyable fight as the backhand lands on the face of Fabio. Some swelling around the eye of Fabio. We said that there was some blood coming from the nose of Huni. They're both going at it. The blood sport that it is. 1-2. Beautiful shot. Backhand there from Huni. Backhand once again into the head of Fabio. But he takes it. God, he must have a neck of steel. I wonder if he's like doing that crazy stuff with his neck with the weights. Because he's taken some clean shots. Round number 6 over. Let's have a look. Wardley's looking for the early KO. He needs to conserve some of that energy and try and take Huni out in the later rounds. He needs to keep that right hand up. Fabio's got to make it ugly. Told you, Huni or UD, I know my boxing. Hate to say it, but Huni's outboxing Fabio. Big Papa saying, oh my gosh, great commentary. I'm worried for Fabio right now. Lord are done for. You man are done for. Being on the ropes will lose you points. Yes, it will, because it doesn't look like you're the aggressor. Let's see a good fight. Huni's conditioning is 100% get off the ropes. I totally agree with that. Huni looking comfortable. This is the KO round. I'll get back to the chat shortly. We are now in round, vacant WBA interim heavyweight champion, round number 7. Not yet in the championship rounds, but this fight has been high-paced from the beginning. Are we seeing any slowing down from these fights? We're getting heavy 1-2s thrown back and forth from both fighters. We saw Fabio take some clean shots and still stay in there. Tough as hell. The jab comes out to the body to Huni from Wardley. Not so much feints now as Huni creeps forward, keeps that high guard up. Watch him dip. He'll dip. Oh, he didn't dip then, but he threw out that jab. But watch when he dips, he's going to throw 1, 2, 3. Beautiful work. Double jab backhand. And this is the work of Huni. Fabio throws in the 1-2, goes to the body. Nice around the guard. The crowd cheers on Wardley. They're there to support their guy. They want to see more. Beautiful hook and that screw shot with the body. What they're saying? Time out. He's going to have a word with him. Was that low? He's going to have a word with him. Oh, someone's gum shield out. Oh, is it Fabio's gum shield out? Yeah, Huni's gum shield out. Fabio having a quick word with his promoter by the looks of it. We had a bit of time out there. Clock is now restarted. 1 minute 45 seconds in round number 7 of 12. Good fight, entertaining fight. Some feints coming there from Fabio to try and get forward on that front foot. 1-2 coming in from Huni as he sweeps back Fabio onto the ropes. I'm confused about Fabio's legs. A couple of times he looks like he's gone. It looks like his nose is once again. Is his nose bust again, or is that his lip? And there's some swelling there under Fabio Wardley's eye as well. 1, 2. Guys in the clinch. 1, 2. This is the body work coming in from Huni. Jab to the body. Jab once again to the head from Huni. 1, 2 from Huni. Jab to the body, Wardley. Jab to the head. 1, 2 from Wardley. 1, 2, 3 from Wardley. Jab from both guys. Jab to the body from Wardley. Hook. Jab. And this is the work from Wardley as Huni tucks up. Taking a little bit of a breather there. Overhand comes into Wardley, which he seems to catch him with quite regularly, even though he slipped the second time he tried to throw it. Wardley up, backhand lands once again. Body shot comes in from Huni. He's on the attack. Both men in the clinch. Wardley's looking a little bit tired. Do you know what I mean? Don't know about this, you know. And Huni just looks like he's just on one. See that slip? Bang, bang, bang. It slips, goes down, back comes up, banging. Love that work. I love that style. Got some blood coming from Fabio here. I don't like Fabio's legs. I don't like Fabio's legs. His legs are starting to look a bit shady. There's now a cut that's formed under that eye that's swollen. Whoa. Huni 4, Wardley 1. Right, the problem is Fabio is very dangerous and he could get knocked out himself. Yeah, that's because he's prepared to just go straight into the fire, isn't he? Huni is no Adelaide or Clark. That is obvious. That comes in from Jay Sharp. Good evening to you. Wardley looks gassed. Yeah, he's starting to look very tired. Legal Eagles. Huni is looking sharp and dangerous. Baracus is saying he needs to high guard it now, Mexican style. Philip Answer, good evening to you. This low lead hand ain't working. He needs to switch it up. Fabio can go all night. Yeah, that's a quite rightly deserved pause there. Uncle Frank doing his coaching ringside. Right, we're going into round 8, ladies and gentlemen. This is a damn good fight. This is better than I thought it would be. My God, I apologize to Justice Huni. And salute to Dave Allen, who literally explained this to me a couple of weeks ago. Such a shame that video had no sound. 1, 2. I'm going to try and get into the gym and do some work with Dave Allen and Jamie Moore. Tail between my legs, apologising for losing the footage. Headlocks there, tactics. Eddie's going to be over the moon for this. He's up on his feet, clapping. 1, 2. Jab. Oh, that hook that comes in from Huni is devastating. Listen, Fabio's on his feet, but you can see that it's causing him aggravation. Look at this. The jab comes out. Look at him, watch him. He's going under. He's slipping under. When you see Huni doing that, get away. He's definitely put the pressure on. We're getting all front foot action now from Huni, quite comfortable. Fabio's in there. He's still in the fight. He's still defending. But Huni does look like the aggressor here. That high guard of his. The jab to the body comes out from Wardley once again. Look at that. Look at the way he goes in. So aggressive. Throws in those hooks. And he's like, Huni jumps into the shots when he throws them. Like, really, he doesn't like sit down on them. He like jumps into them. Dan Aziz does that, light heavyweight. He jumps into the shots. There's momentum with that. The jab's just not failing to land from Huni. 1, 2, 3. Wardley seems to be slipping. Well, rolled under the last shot, but out of the 3 shots, 2 are landing. How much, this is punishment, guys. I get it. He's taking the shots. I understand that. He's still in the fight. He can still get a KO himself. I get that. But there's punishment coming in here. Wardley's tough. We know that. But it's still punishment. 44 seconds left in round number 8 of 12. Is this fight going to go the distance? Jab to the body from Wardley. The high guard front foot walking there from Huni as he throws in that hook to the head. Wardley dipped in, literally just like was there. Take the punch, and it landed. And these are the aggressive hooks that are coming in from Justice Huni. Flipping heck. Jab to the body. Huni moves around to the left. Once again, it's like he bounces on his toes and gets ready to throw a shot. Both guys in the clinch. I want to hear the advice that Ben Davidson's giving Fabio for this. Please shut up. More thanks. He's saying he needs more feints. Now he's whispering in his ear, so we can't hear what he's saying. I think he was talking about Huni's timing, I think. He was just saying he needs more feints. If you're saying Huni for the stoppage, let's go. Have you put money on this, Iffy? Wardley's been getting battered. This is the worst homecoming ever. Right, here we go. Round number 9 of 12. And we're starting to see the swellings really coming out on the face of Fabio. Mouth open as well. Jab to the body coming in from Huni. I'd say that Huni, when you're looking at the fight, Huni's breaking him down. Like I said, Fabio's still in it. But Huni is methodical. I'd say he's methodical. He must have had an off night with Lorena. Or I'm really not giving Lorena the props that he deserves. He's so Parker-esque, isn't he? Right. Frampton's got, he's got Huni up 78-74. And I rate Carl Frampton because he's not biased and he just tells it how it is. And as a former fighter, I'll take Carl Frampton's scorecards over anyone, mate. And he's got Huni up 78-74 to Justice Huni. Fabio's going to have to get a knockout to win this fight. A little bit of urgency maybe needed from him. He's still got a few rounds left and he's still dangerous. We know this. Even though they were quite close on the scales, it looks like there's a bit of a size disparity between the two as Huni pushes Wardley back onto the ropes and throws out his own jab. Both men in the clinch. Ref separates the two. We've got 1 minute and 30 seconds left in round number 9 of 12. Then we start to go into those last 3 championship rounds. I need scores in here. Carl Frampton has got Justice up on the scorecards. I just think on the eye, I'd say it's Huni. I think Fabio does look like he's tiring. It's systematic. Look at the work rate that's coming in from Huni now. It's the conditioning here. Look at the aggression that's coming in. He's throwing the jab and the hook. His hook's been devastating all the way through this contest. Don't get me wrong, Fabio's thrown his own, but he just seems to be finding his feet a little bit here. I'm not saying he's uncomfortable, but finding his feet, not able to find a rhythm. You know, when you look at somebody that's in control of the fight, it's definitely Huni this time. You're just looking at this. Look at the body work, those vicious hooks that come in from Huni. The 1-2s, the aggressive 1-2 as he counters. Literally, as soon as Fabio throws something out, right, he's getting battered here now. The work that's coming in from Huni, it's not looking good. We have got 10 seconds left of round number 9 of 12. Huni is breaking him down. Double jab, backhand, heavy breathing. He's catching him with almost every shot. He's getting a pasting. That's why I said I couldn't pick it. Mouth bleeding. Definitely whoa. Fabio looks battered. You man are done for. I'm stressed. Home fighter curse continues. Huni's been after him like he owes him money. You know them ones there. I like that. Simpson win, big stoppage. Thank God for that. Congratulations to Callum Simpson. Fabio has come through adversity in fights before. I'm certainly not writing him off yet, but Huni is doing well. He's doing more than well, mate. He's breaking him down. Huni has taken his power just fine. Fabio's got carried away, thinking he'll just knock everybody out. He did mention about his power. Carmen's saying she's stressed. Wardley's nose is about to open up. Here we go. Yeah, the bruising's come out, hasn't it? Right, here we go. We are in round number 10 of 12. 3 rounds left in this fight. What's this now? Oh, he come out with his gum shield. Clock paused. Center of the ring. Let's go. Get timer down. Jab to the body from Wardley. Jab to the head from Wardley. Don't like his legs look. And he's leading with his back leg when he's going backwards. Naughty, naughty. Not going that way. You should be leading with the other leg. I'm being finicky now. Jab to the body. 1, 2. Coming back from Huni to Wardley. Pushing him back onto the ropes. Jab to the body. Chin quite high in the air now from Fabio. He probably needs to get more air into the lungs. But this is still unpredictable. We still know the capabilities of Fabio. My heart is not letting me write him off just yet. Jab to the body from Wardley. 2 minutes left out of this 12-round fight. If you've just joined us on Abs of October Red, this is a live watch-along, no footage included. Just myself doing commentary on this heavyweight title bout. Interim WBA heavyweight title bout between Fabio Wardley and Justice Huni. Justice Huni being a late replacement. Fabio should have been fighting Jarrell Miller tonight. It could have been a different story, but guess what? It isn't, because we are here. And I'm watching Justice Huni come in on foreign soil. Hey! What the fuck? Fabio! I was just about to say Fabio is getting broken down, and now they've waved it off! They've waved it off! Oh my days! Yo, I need the replay. How come they've waved that off? What? He was getting broke down. Hold on a minute. Replay that. Congratulations to Fabio. Oh my days. I need to see the replay. Congratulations to Fabio. I thought he was gone. Show the I need to see the replay. I need to see the replay. I need to see the replay. You can't stop writing off this brother. Play the replay. I need to see the shot again. He was chinned, wasn't he? I don't think it was the count. I think when he got up, he was unsteady on his legs and he waved it off, didn't he? Was it the count? No, I want to see the replay because I want to see it in slow-mo. Congratulations to Fabio. Oh my days. I thought this was it. Huni was breaking him down. Never write this boy off, boy. I need to see the replay. Kabada's in the background. Congratulations, man. Damn. Is he waiting to go over there and thank him? Yeah, the respect is there. Right, but just before they play that replay, let me jump into the chat. That count was sus, but I'm okay with it. I can't do the rewind. I need to. They'll play it back. Wardley must be. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Chinned. Yeah, chinned. Chinned him. Timing. Chinned. Chinned. Look, 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 look. Chinned. Yeah. Legit. So he goes over there. Look, 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 look. Bam. Smack. Straight there. Gone. Flipping heck. Flipping heck. Beautiful shot. Look at that. Bang. Straight between there. I can't even say chin. I thought he got him here. It was there. Sweet shot. Let me see the count. I'm not even. I thought he got up and he was on. He's on the. I just needed to see the shot. Beautiful shot. Mark saying Wardley must be a nightmare to fight. Carries concussive power even when he's getting beaten up. That's what I'm saying. I was on the verge of saying Huni is breaking him down. He's breaking him down. And look at that. Chinned. Yep. Bon Scott, you've been saying it. Can I repeat? Fabio's come through adversity in fights before. I am certainly not writing him off yet, but Huni's doing well. Yep, that's what you said. Wardley's won the lotto. I'd say that's more than luck. He earned it. Fantastic. I thought he was done. I think we all did. The fact that Huni was winning the rounds, they should have given him a chance to continue. The count was quick. I didn't clock the count, you know. Big Papa says, oh my days, it didn't even... he was unsteady. When he got up, I think he was all over the place. Seriously. That's not me capping. His legs look buggered. You can never write him off. J Sharp, excellent. Capital saying he'd waved it off too quickly. Frank Warren settings. Ricky, how you doing? Big up yourself. Big up you as well. Fabio's power. Eddie's going to be spewing. Frank Warren. Oh my God. He walked right into it. Beautiful work. When Fabio is raw and himself, that's when he's at his best. Fight. He's a fighter. Warren was ready to sue the judges. They should have given Huni more of a chance because he was 9 rounds up. Where was the count? I'm sure if you go onto X now, there'll be pillage on there. But I personally thought that his legs were gone. I agreed with the stoppage. I just didn't see the KO. Timing beats speed and power. Wardley. Huni would have recovered. I wanted him to win, but that was soon. Lucky. Yeah, brilliant work. Brilliant work. There was me just saying, yeah, looks like Huni's just, wearing him down. Bang. What? I love boxing because it's so unpredictable. But yet again, we have had a fantastic evening together. All 656 of you, whether you're across X, across YouTube, wherever you are, I appreciate all of you. It's been an entertaining evening. Now, guys, if we have learned something from tonight, is never, ever, ever write off Fabio Wardley. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get off. I will be back live with Fight Talk TV around 2 p.m. We'll be discussing this amongst other things. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Fights, bits and bobs coming up. Just keep your eye out on the channel. My IG's there. You'll probably get more off that. But guys, love you lots. Have a fantastic evening. And as we say at October Red, stay ready.
People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care.